Alright lads, how's it going? Today I'm going to be going over the traders for you guys. We're going to be skimming through some of the less important things and showing you guys mostly what you get at max level traders, as it has been a requested video for quite a while now. But I've had max traders for a bit. I've also got most of my quests done, so if you are seeing some items in here that you don't have yourself, just assume that they are quest locked, because, well, they probably are. So, starting off with your boy Prapor, we're going to go to level 1. Nothing really notable here, to be honest with you. It's all basically the same stuff. I think this barter trade might be new, but I don't really think anybody really does it, except these 4 individuals. So yeah, everything at level 1 Prapor is pretty much the same. Level 2 Prapor, very much the same as well as last wipe. Nothing really super notable. This is a nice barter for propane and fuel conditioners for the metal fuel tank. If you happen to find those in raid and you happen to have a surplus of them because you were hoarding them for quests, you can get yourself some metal fuel cans for them, as metal fuel cans are going to be going up in price very, very soon. And then at level 3 Prapor, let me just move my camera real quick. We'll go up here just so you guys get a better view of the traders. That should be better. We have the massive raid backpack for 9 level 25 dog tags, which I don't remember this being here at last wipe, but apparently it is. And then once again, everything else here more or less the same as last wipe as far as I can tell. So again, nothing really super new. And then at level 4, we have a barter trade for forward armor for 3 thermite and 3 TP 200 TNTs. So you can actually do this barter trade. It's actually very, very cheap for a forward armor from level 4 Prapor. You can do this, you can get some friends together and they can help you zero a forward armor for that Ragman quest where you have to hand it in under 50% health. That's what most people are doing this wipe, rather than just trying to find it on a scav guard already damaged. So this is the one that I think I did this wipe, I believe. Because I got the thermites for like 30k each on the flea market, and then the TPs, I think I just had them. Everything else here is pretty much the very same as it was last wipe, except for the RGN and the RGO hand grenades, which are, of course, the new impact grenades, only available at level 4 Prapor. The RGN trades for 2 D batteries and 2 nails, and then the RGOs trade for 3 paid sprays. This was actually only 2 paid sprays yesterday, the day before, so they've obviously changed that. And now the KS23 is available at level 4 Prapor for 2 hoses. So for those of you that loved using the KS23s, you'll have to wait until you're level 4 Prapor, as they are now a banned item from the flea market. Now, moving on to therapists. Again, nothing much here has changed. You've got the director's office key trade here. We've got the 206 key and the 303 key, which are just quest keys for the early game, which you can get for, you know, T-plugs and tape and all this other easy to acquire stuff. Then at level 2, we've got the 221 key and then the director's office key for 4 gold chains. And the key tool change, which was there for last wipe. And then this was why lion statues, horses, and cats were all worth so much money at the start of the wipe, because of this barter trade. The injector case, at the start of the wipe, everybody thought, oh, how are we going to get these at all? Because, you know, it's for 15 med tools, but now med tools are dirt cheap, and you can pick up these injector cases very, very cheap from this barter trade from Therapist, or you can just buy them for 800k off the flea market. I'm pretty sure that this trade, though, will end up costing you much less money, probably by a couple of 100k. Then at level 3 Therapist, we've got RBAK, and then we have the keycard case, which a lot of people got debated into buying, because as you can see here, it looks like it only costs 50,888 rubles, but upon clicking on it, you can see the price is actually 508,000 rubles. So that is obviously a lot more money than is stated up here. I very nearly bought this at the start as soon as I got level 3 Therapist. Thankfully, I looked at the price before I did that. You also have, yeah, RBAK there for 4 super waters and 4 filters, and then a LEDX trade for God knows what reason, for 140 level 10 dog tags and 20 level 39 dog tags or higher, which I just don't understand. Med cases here available for 550k. And then, of course, you have the cheap med case here, as everybody calls it, which is the bag that can only store meds, and it has 48 slots in it compared to this one, which only has 49. You can get these med bags for much, much cheaper, and they hold basically the same as a med case. So little storage saver there for you guys if you don't know about that. And then items cases trade for 150 level 17 dog tags or higher. So I guess if you're a dog tag hoarder, you can do this. Most people will just buy them for euros. And then you've just got IFAKs and some stims and your alu splints and your hemostats and stuff like that at level 3 then. Now, moving on to level 4. This is where we get to the juicy stuff. Pick items cases. 50 moonshines. Yes, you heard me. 50 moonshines, 35 vodkas, and 30 whiskeys. So This is a pretty expensive trade. I'm not sure exactly what the math is on it, but I guess if you want to craft your moonshines, craft your vodkas, craft your whiskeys, you can do this if you want. I probably wouldn't. I'd probably just do this one instead, as it's pretty much the only use for lead X's. And lead X's are a mill right now, but they're eventually going to go down in price, so I would probably just wait until the prices of lead X's go down, and then just buy them or farm them. And then ibuprofens, toothpaste, and defibrillators are all fairly easily acquirable if you just farm a decent bit of shoreline, or if you just craft them in your hideout. And then, you know, ibuprofen and toothpaste, you just buy that shit off the flea market. You've also got the money case trade for 5 gold chains, 2 rollers, and 2 skull rings, which is fairly cheap. And then something that changed this wipe is lab access keycards are now available, 1 per reset from level 4 therapist, but they are now only 160k. So the price of them has been made much cheaper, which is very nice. And the Kiba key trade, I'm pretty sure they changed this, but this wipe, it's 60 condensed milks and 10 oat flakes, which I did earlier on in the wipe, and I got the key a little bit cheaper. And then you've got your grizzlies, your propitols, your zagustins, your adrenalins, your morphines, and your augmentins and all that other jazz from level 4 therapists. So moving on, we're going to skip past fence, moving on to skier, one of the more popular traders in the game. At level 1, once again, not really too much is different from last wipe, nothing notable anyway. Level 2 skier, we now have the 45 vector available at level 2 skier, along with the STM, the RFB, and a trade for the MCX, which is actually quite a good gun this wipe. However, nobody's going to be doing this trade because the broken GPXs are worth quite a decent bit right now, and you're going to be overpaying by quite a lot to use this trade. Wait until later on into the wipe when GPXs are like 20k each, and you could definitely do this barter trade if you're a fan of the MCX. Moving on, I don't really think there's too much else here other than the new 308 ammo, or sorry, the 300 blackout ammo. The BCP FMJ isn't great. I've heard that the M62 tracers and the blackout AP rounds are the 2 best rounds. I'm not really sure where this one falls. I haven't tried it out yet, but if somebody in the comments has been using it, let me know how you've been faring with it. Moving on then to level 3 skier. Once again, more of the same kind of stuff. You've got a barter here for the DVL, which early wipe seems like a good trade, but because of the price of horses, you would have actually overpaid quite a bit to do this barter trade, which is, I believe, how I got my DVL was I did this trade. And I think at the time I probably paid like 50k each for the horses, and who knows how much for the teapot. But you also have access to the Ursus T5000, so if you're a sniper and you like that, you can use it there. And then the MCX is available here for 95k. However, wouldn't recommend buying it from the traders. Just buy it off the flea market. You will get it way cheaper until they make it so the MCX for some reason isn't available for purchase on the flea market, even though it is arguably one of the worst guns in the game. Just kidding. No, it's actually okay this wipe with the new buffer stock adapter, the new buffer tube adapter. It's not terrible. And then the TX15 here for 210k, which I'd be very surprised if too many people are buying it. And yeah, only 9 have been bought this reset. Although, not a bad gun, but, you know, there's better stuff you can spend your rubles on. Some new stuff here. We've got the new skeletonized pistol grip, which was only added in this wipe. And then everything else here is pretty much the same stuff as we had from last wipe, other than wherever it is. We've got, like, the buffer tube adapter here for the MCX somewhere. And then... yeah, that is pretty much it, I believe. Then moving on to level 4 skier. One of the biggest changes here is that the mutant is now available at level 4 skier rather than level 3 last wipe, I think it was. And it's 140k now, along with the weapon case trade, which is 3 moonshines, 10 vodkas, and 5 slickers bars. So you'd have to do your math on this. So it's going to be 2 mil. Yeah, this is ended up being cheaper than what you'd pay for them on the flea market. So if you want to do this trade early before moonshine goes up in price, now is a good time to do it. We have another new pistol grip here, the F1 Firearm Skeletonized Style 2 pistol grip. This is the best one before you get to the one that has the yellow tape on it, which has more ergonomics to it. And then anything else new? We've got these, which are the top caps for this. So these are some new scope mounts. Some of these top caps actually have a mount on top of them. I don't think Skier sells them, but basically this piece goes up here to cap off it. And then some of them have little RMR mounts on top of them that you can put an extra optic on top, which is pretty sweet. And this SRD trade for 1 Raven is absolutely poggers. That is a very, very good trade. And then Reapers, just for anybody interested, 4 clocks, 4 rollers, and 6 skulls, which is why clocks are selling for a little bit more than their vendor price this wipe. At least they will be for a while until everybody gets that quest done. So moving on to Peacekeeper. Once again, you guys are going to notice a trend. Not really too much new stuff at level 1 Peacekeeper. We've got this New optic, the Aimpoint Micro H2 Reflex. I haven't really used it at all this wipe. I've seen some people run it on their guns, but it's just a new Aimpoint, or they've changed the model of the old Aimpoint or something. I don't know. But it's got these little caps on the end of it that are used to protect the optic. It just looks kind of cool aesthetically if you're into the kind of tactical stuff, I guess. Level 2, we've got the new mags. These are for the Scar L. Both of these are for the Scar L. I don't think there's any Scar H mags until later on into the trader levels. And then one of the biggest items this wipe, one of everybody's favorite items this wipe, is the new UMP suppressor. So everybody was super stoked for this. This is the brand new UMP 45 suppressor. There is another suppressor you can put on the UMP, but this is the one that they made specifically for it. So to everybody who was rioting for the new UMP suppressor, there you go. You guys did it. Also, this is a new optic, the Aimpoint Pro Reflex Sight. I don't really like it. If you like these types of optics, then you might enjoy it. I prefer this one, the Acro. I've been using this as a canted sight on the riser, and I've actually found that it is pretty nice. Probably the only one who thinks that, because everybody in chat, every time I use it, are like, what the fuck is that on your gun? But I like it because it's kind of weird. I don't know. Maybe it's just me. Also, charging handle for the Scar. Obviously, you know, the Scar L and the Scar H are two new guns this wipe, and we're obviously going to have some new stuff added in for those. So there's like the rubber butt pad and some other things. And then, oh yeah, here we go. At level 2 Peacekeeper, you can buy the Scar L for $897, which in my opinion is robbery. It should be much cheaper, I think. I think it should be maybe $150, $200 cheaper. I think right now $900 for this gun is a little bit excessive because it stands absolutely nowhere near the M4 as far as performance. Same with the HK, and both of those guns are cheaper. I know there's not as much modding you can do with the Scar, but I still think the gun should be a little bit cheaper, solely based on, like, you know, its performance compared to the other 5.56 platforms. And what's going to happen is we're not going to see anybody using this gun later on into the wipe, because it's just going to be too expensive to buy from the traders. It's pointless. You also can't buy the Scar H variant on the flea market anymore. You can buy the Scar L from the flea for, I don't know, anywhere between 50 and 60k, I guess. But I think the trader price should be reduced. So that is pretty much it. I think this barter trade was changed. So it's a tank battery, 3 iridiums, 3 vertexes, and an M cable for a beta container. So for anybody who doesn't know what a beta container is, it's a secure container, which is a 3x2. It's just 2 slots smaller than an Epsilon container. So I guess it's a container for those of you that run an alpha container. With vertexes being much easier to find this wipe, this barter trade is actually, I guess, decently worth it now if you only have an alpha container. So there you go, beta container. Then everything else here is pretty much the same as last wipe, other than the addition of the USP. So this is the new pistol. It's a 45 that was added this wipe, and it's very nice. I was using it just a couple of raids ago on woods. So moving on to Peacekeeper level 3, we've got our barter trades for the Pro Mags, the P Mags. It's a filter and 2 green batteries. So if you're wondering why nobody's using 60 round M4 mags of this kind, because these green batteries are over 1,000,000 rubles each, because apparently they're incredibly rare this wipe. I couldn't believe it. I vendored some of these this wipe, and I'm still kind of upset about it, but there you go. That's the barter trade for the P-Mags. And then the Surefire Mag 560 Stanags are 2 PCBs and 1 GM counter. So barter trade is very much the same as last wipe. We've also got some new smoke grenades here from Peacekeeper 3, which is very nice. They're actually much better than the older ones that we had, and these are the new second best round for the 300 Blackout. For the MCX, these are the Blackout M62 Tracers, and I've used them a little bit. Pretty good. Obviously, we're going to have to wait until, you know, we get a little bit more end game to see how they perform against, you know, good visors and stuff. But yeah, I've had a pretty good experience with them so far. The MCX has actually been quite fun to run this wipe. Also here, we have our first look at the Scar H 20 rounders. Then moving down along here, we have the new best in slot 7.62 51 suppressor. So everybody's going to be running these on their 308 MDRs. People are going to be running these on Scars. People are going to be running these on pretty much whatever they will fit on, because this suppressor combo is absolutely insane. This is amazing. I've bought so many of these this wipe so far, and fantastic addition to the game. Very good. Looks very nice. And performance wise, it is 10 out of 10. So basically the new best 308 suppressor. Moving on down here, we've got a trade for the GP NVGs, which is 1 Moonshine, or 9 level 25 dog tags for the nice panoramic NVGs. Moving on down here then again, we have the Scar L, but in the tan variant, and then the Scar L in the small barrel configuration. which is interesting to me because the smaller barrel costs more than the longer barrel, which I think is kind of strange because in my opinion, running these guns with the shorter barrel is bad. I think you have to run this thing with the long barrel. To be honest, it just doesn't really feel that good with the short barrel, but to each their own, I guess. We've also got the USP again here. However, do not fall for this like I did. This USP comes with a threaded barrel. I bought a threaded barrel off the flea market for a bunch of money. I can't remember how much I paid for it. And then somebody in chat told me you can just buy this one from Peacekeeper 3 for $239 and it comes with the threaded barrel. So this is the USP you're going to want to buy if you're going to want to suppress your UMPs. Also moving down here, we've got one of the new guns this wipe and one of the best barter trades that we have this wipe that have just been added. We've got the G28. So this is the new 308 DMR and it trades for one of the blue marked keycards. Right now, these are 235k. They will go down in price as soon as people get that quest completed where you've got to go to labs and go to Sani's room. So this is a fantastic barter trade. We've also got a barter trade here for intelligence for 4 diaries and 4 small diaries. So I normally just sell these diaries to Peacekeeper to keep my dollars topped up. But if you want to do the barter trade for intelligence, you can do that. Also, moving down here, we've got the Osprey MK4A. This is the class 4 variant of it here for $1,400. And then the Wendy Exfil in black is 10 level 30 plus dog tags because I think you can only buy them at level 4 now. And then you have the fast MT there for 1,261. So no changes there. Moving on to level 4 Peacekeeper, we've got the multicolored Scar H mags. And we've also got the mags for the G28. These are the 20 round mags for the G28. 300 blackout AP there, Lapua Magnum FMJ. And we've also got M855A1 here for sale as well at level 4. You'll notice M995 is gone. We've got the 308 MDR for $1,460. Moving down here, we've got the RSAS for $1,350. We've also got the Scar H for $1,363, which is an absolute scam. I would not pay this. I would absolutely no chance in hell. This gun, in my opinion, isn't even really all that good. It could definitely do with a little bit of a buff. Maybe if you like running it as a DMR, go for it, but full auto, anything past, you know, 10 or 15 feet in front of you, forget about it. It's terrible. And then we've got the M1 ABR for $944, and there are the exfils there, respectively $1,300 and $1,200 or so each, along with some of the attachments for the Cayman. Once again, more or less the same stuff as we saw last wipe. This is the suppressor for the G28, by the way. So if you happen to get one that doesn't have a suppressor on it, you can buy one here from Peacekeeper for $568. And this is the new best in slot suppressor for 556. This is the Saker, but that was also in the game last wipe as well, I'm pretty sure. Sorry, timelines are mixing for me right now. It's hard to remember what we had last wipe and what we had this wipe. Moving on to mechanic, very much the same shit at level 1. Nothing has really changed here. We've got an ammo case trade for 2 thermites and 2 eagle gunpowders. So if you guys want to do that at level 1 to organize your ammo, you can do that. Moving on to level 2. Again, same stuff here. Nothing has really changed. We've probably got some new parts here, maybe for the USP. Other than that, I'm pretty sure it is all the same as last wipe. This is the suppressor that ends up going on the 45 USP. And this suppressor also is the one that fits on the UMP as well, I believe, with an adapter. I'm pretty sure. Then moving down here, we got like a Bitcoin trade for Tetrises and green batteries. Do not do this. Sell your green batteries on the flea market. And then we've got a couple of different guns. We've got the Contract Wars Scar L, which you can get for a couple of GP coins. And then the weapon case trade down here for 10 Bitcoins. So right now, this is worth about 3 mil. You can get them cheaper on the flea market. So obviously, probably keep your Bitcoins rather than doing this trade for 10 biddies. So moving on to level 3, we've got some Subsonic SX rounds for those MP7 lovers. And this is where you can now buy the 366 TKM APM ammo for your VPOs and all that, for those of you that like those. And also this big meme of a magazine, we've got the 75 round drum mag for the SKS. So if you love the SKS, here you go. Here's a 75 rounder for it. Have fun reloading it. I guess if you're trying to level up your mag drills or whatever, this could be a good trick for it. Moving on down here, we've got the muzzle brake, which houses the waffle suppressor, which is available from level 4 right here. So this is a suppressor that a lot of people have been either been made very upset by or really like it. I personally really like it. This is the new best in slot 545 suppressor, and I think it's sick. I think it's great. I like it a lot. It's 140k from mechanic. However, you can buy it for about 70k to 80k on the flea market, which isn't too bad. This is the new pistol grip, the Tactical Dynamics Hex Grip pistol grip. So that looks kind of cool, I guess, if you're into that kind of aesthetic. A couple of like SVD mods, some expanded M1A barrels and stuff. This trade here is great because this M4 actually comes with an MUR1S and it's only 4 GP coins. So those of you that like M4s, save your GP coins, use them on this. I would recommend it. And this Fisher Glock is only 2 GP coins as well. And it comes with the cool night sights and the Fisher suppressor along with the grip on the hand and a flashlight. So if you like pistols, that's a good one to do the barter trade on as well. This Ford Armor trade's always sold out because it's only 5 relays and 2 aces. Aces right now are only like 120k. So this Ford Armor trade sells out just on repeat every single time. And then we've got another weapon case trade here. This is how I got 2 of my weapon cases. 1 ASA, 4 broken LCDs, 15 wires, and 8 motors. This barter trade is insane, or at least it was until motors went up in price. I got some weapon cases very, very, very cheap using this barter. So if you guys made it this far in this video, I would recommend checking to see what the price is on this and absolutely doing this trade. If you can get it for cheap, compare the prices, absolutely worth doing. Moving on then to level 4 mechanic. Once again, we haven't really got too much new stuff here other than the new suppressor for the 545 AKs. The Reaper trade here, by the way, is 4 Iridium, 4 MCBs, and 4 filters, which I doubt too many people are going to be doing because filters are ridiculously expensive right now, and MCBs are currently 165k as well. So this is an absurdly expensive trade to do. Just to give you guys an idea, these filters are over 600k each. Earlier on when I checked, they were literally 900k each. So nobody's really going to be doing that trade unless they're non-found in raid. And then these are the mounts that for that scope mount I was showing you guys earlier. These go on the end cap and then you can fit like an RMR or a Delta point or whatever on the front of it, or only an RMR, sorry. So those are pretty cool. It's a really cool scope mount. And then moving on down, we got the thick weapons case for 20 bitcoins and 20 GP coins. So this is up to you if you want to do that. If you feel like you need no more storage for your weapons, 20 bitty coins and 20 GP coins. Moving on then to Ragman. Once again, guys, you'll notice a trend. Very much the same stuff here at level 1, except I think this was moved to level 1. So the 6B5, this is a class 3 armored rig with 80 hit points. You know, the classic, you'd wear this with a penis helmet and then a set of GSSHs, I guess, if you find yourself some paper. And yeah, just standard bags and crap armor and an armband so you can identify yourself from your teammates. Smile. Moving on then to level 2, we've got some visor trades. So this is for the Zish. So if you happen to find a Zish in raid, or you have the quest completed to unlock it and you're only level 2 Ragman, you can do the Zish trade here, because I believe this item is quest locked. Or wait, no, it's the black one at level 3 that's quest locked. This one's always available at level 2, right? Then moving down, you've got your Switchblade backpacks, you've got your Tri-Zip barters, you've got an Attack 2 barter, which is quite expensive. Wouldn't really recommend it. And Attack 2s are also very, very heavy now. So definitely in the early game, I absolutely would not recommend it. And then you've got your LSHZs and you've got your Highcom strikers and all that usual stuff from level 2. Moving on to level 3, in my opinion, the best helmet for the first couple of months of the wipe, the Zish with the visor. So altogether, this helmet's going to cost you about 60k. It saved my life countless times this wipe. You've also got the LSHZ 2DTM BNTI fucking SLI whatever, which is a class 4 helmet, which takes this visor right here, which is also a class 4 visor. It is, however, a little bit more expensive, being 160k for this. Then the barter trade is 3 plexiglasses. That's probably about 60k for the visor as well. So pretty expensive helmet. We've also got the Gazelle trade here for 2 gold chains and 3 Magica coffees. Early game, when nobody had this barter trade, this was quite a good barter trade for the early game if you wanted to snag yourself some nice level 5 armor. We've also got the Ops Core Fast MTs here for 148,000 rubles. And the best contacts in the game, East Wardens. Moving on then, we've got a bunch of trades for Gen 4s. We've got some other class 4 armor here, 76k, 67k. You're basically just paying for more health. We've also got a barter here for the AVS rigs for 7 shampoos, 5 orthodontoxes. People have caught on to the shampoo barters now because it also applies to the TV10 rigs. So shampoos are now like, I don't know, last I checked, they were 20 to 30k each. So I don't think people are going to be doing this barter trade for the AVS that much anytime soon. So we've also got the trades for the Tactex, which haven't changed at all. And also got a 5 whiskey trade here for an A18 rig. Wouldn't recommend it. You're probably better off waiting until you unlock the AA CPC rigs. And then moving on down here, we've got the Grappa backpack and the Hazard for Drawbridge backpack. We've got the Hazard for Takedown Sling backpack and this weird looking Terminator backpack. If you're going to buy one of these backpacks, I'd probably just recommend grabbing a tri-zip, unless you're just like stash running with it, but that is an expensive bag. All right, so moving on from level 3 Ragman, we've got level 4 Ragman, and we've got the Alton trade here, which I'm sure a lot of people are snapping up because it's only 6 R pliers, 5 M tapes, and 5 sets of pliers. And then the barter trade, I believe, went up. I don't think it was 4 plexiglasses last swipe, but 4 plexiglasses for an Alton visor. And then for the Reese T, 5 Aramids, 6 plexiglasses, and 1 Cordura. And then the DevTac Ronin, 146k. I remember when this helmet got first added to the game, it was like 300,000 or 400,000 rubles. I think it was very, very expensive. But for those of you that don't know, this is a low ricochet chance class 3 helmet, which covers your entire head and face. Moving down, we've got a TV10 rig here for 101,000 rubles, which is an awesome trade. Moving down, we've got a pretty big change here made to the slick armor trade. Now instead of 2 trooper armors, it is now 3, 4 Corduras and 4 Aramids. So slick armors are going to be less seen again. And then we've also got, this is the bag I was talking about, which has the weird layout to it. The Gunslinger 2 backpack, which is available for 70,000 rubles. And then we've got the Blackjack backpack here for 8 bleaches and 2 Corduras. And then 6 light bulbs for the Beta 2 backpack. And then moving on down here, we've had a pretty significant change to the Attack 2 backpack trade. It's not only a pro kill anymore, it is a pro kill and a gold chain. And then we have the new Thor armor as well, which is available for 420,000 rubles at level 4. It's got introduced last wipe, I believe. Here is the Ford armor trade. If you have 4 screwed up Ford armors, you can trade 4 of them for a brand new one, if you like. So there you go. That's level 4 Ragman. Now moving on to Jaeger level 1. Couple of significant changes this wipe. We've got this, the double barrel shotgun, and we have this, which is the revolver shotgun, which I refer to as the Peacekeeper shotgun. So both of these shotguns are really, really awesome, and I would recommend everybody this wipe to definitely give them a try. Other than that, nothing else really new added to level 1 Jaeger. I believe some of the ammos were moved around, so you've got access to some better stuff early game, like, you know, like the LR NPC rounds. And then a couple of different like shotgun rounds that you can use in the early game, along with like an early 308 cheapo round if you want to run Vepr Hunters and stuff like that. Moving on to level 2, we've obviously got more shotgun rounds here, a couple of more 308 rounds and Gexa. We've got some 366 rounds here. We've got a barter trade for surgery kits, grizzlies, and then access to CMS kits. We've got the Holodnik trade for 10 hot rods, 5 Tarcolas, 5 herrings, and 5 squashes. If you want to make a bunch of money right now, you can run interchange. Go to the left side of Goshan, collect all these items over and over, and extract and sell all this shit in the flea market. You will make an absolute fortune out of it. Also, factory key trade, and we've also got a checkpoint key trade if you would like to do those, if you haven't been able to find any for some reason. And also M700 trade for 1 Deadly's beard oil. Also, the custom MP133 rel for 9,600 rubles. If you happen to unlock Jaeger level 2 before you get your first gunsmith quest done, you can get this here. All right, moving on to level 3, we've got some of the new optics. This is the Schmittenbender PM2. This is an 8 24x, right? Am I saying that right? It's an 8x and then it's a 24x on the second magnification. And personally, my new favorite scope, this is the Vortex Razor. So this is basically a Valde, but just way clearer and a much nicer optic. This is, however, 75k. It's an expensive scope, but it is beautiful. Also, I think I skipped over it at level, here it is, sorry, the rangefinder. So this is a handheld rangefinder you can use to check range. 9,450 rubles. And then this is the other rangefinder. This is the one that actually attaches to your gun for 23,100 rubles from Jaeger level 3. These rangefinders are awesome. If you guys always struggled at sniping long range, make sure to grab a rangefinder, learn how to use it. It's pretty straightforward, and you will be hitting your long range shots in no time. Also, we've got the 314 March Room trade here for RBVO, RBPKPM, and RBBK. This is a trade that everybody is doing to get their March Room keys for customs, pretty much. This is the trade for the Ollie Logistics key. It's 4 matches, 2 serve lighters, and 1 defuel. This is incredibly cheap right now, considering the matches have absolutely dropped off the face of the earth in price since they increased the spawn rate of them. And also you got the Goshan register key trade here as well for 6 toilet papers, 5 repellents, 2 serve lighters, and 2 bags of chlorine, if that is what you're into. Also got the grenade case trade here for 5 serve lighters, 15 matches, and 8 repellents. And then, of course, the Red Rebel trade, which hasn't changed from last wipe, I'm pretty sure. for 15 defuels, 10 fuel conditioners, and 15 propanes and propane accessories. And that is pretty much it. Other than these are some new mounts that got added this wipe. They look very nice. They're very cool. These are the ones that come on the G28. All right, moving on to level 4 Jaeger. We have the G28 here for sale for 297k. Comes with everything you need. The scope is a little bit hectic on the magnification. I would recommend changing the scope if you are going to buy this. But yeah, this gun's pretty cool. Looks pretty sweet. Sounds awesome. And it's just it's a fun 308 gun, I guess. So if you like 308s, there's a new one for you. Also got the stick case trade. It is 12 paracords, 15 duct tapes, 15 regular tapes or blue tapes, and then 15 nails. And it is now available from level 4 Jaeger rather than, I think it was like level 2 Jaeger or level 3 Jaeger last wipe. I can't remember, but it's now a much higher requirement. We've also got the weapon case trade. If those of you out there are wondering why pistol cases are so expensive right now, it is because they now trade for weapons cases. So what people are going to be doing is trading their empty fuel tanks and probably trading their pistol cases for weapons cases now, which is interesting because pistol cases were useless before, only for holding some pistols. We've also got RBPSB2 here for sale for 7 cyclones, 10 green bats, and some screwdrivers, which is why nobody's buying them, because this is literally 10 million rubles worth of green batteries. So lads, that is pretty much it. You've obviously got, you know, your thermal, the T7 thermals are available there for a cool 17 million rubles. You've got your AP20s, you've got your super performance hollow point slugs, some war mage, some rip rounds, and some other assorted bits and bobs that haven't really changed too much from last wipe. So lads, that is pretty much it. There you go. That is an overview of all the traders right now. If I missed some of your favorite items or some of your favorite barter trades, leave a comment down below and let me know. So lads, hopefully you found that educational. Hopefully that helped. If you're looking for an item that I have here that you don't have yourself, it is likely locked behind the quest. So guys, if you enjoyed the video, leave a like, leave a comment down below. I'd appreciate it. Make sure to hit the subscribe button. Shout outs to all the members. I appreciate you guys. And lads, I will see you guys in the next video. Peace out, my dudes.